for Void to just play out. Maybe they won't be hard dominating the lane, but they should be fine in the 2v2. If it just comes to that. Mordekaiser once again picked by Void. We are getting the run back. Hopefully this time not with Dark Harvest. Because we have established that last time was a mistake. As the game is underway, are we going to see any level 1 action? With Braum, it's always an option. EGL could be thinking about it. Looks like we're just seeing a regular, schmegular 5-point from Void. And nothing too crazy from GGL either.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
How much cash for DTS? I do not have that set up. This stream is not as... this stream is not as well maintained as you guys think it is, I think. You just don't set your expectations too high, please.
Minions have spawned.
I think GGL could have afforded to play a little bit further up, maybe look to contest a little bit, get some early vision down. I think with their champions, they were able to just walk in, assert dominance a little bit, get a ward on Raptors or something. But no such thing happened. Nice early trade from Big A. Now the camera is gonna move around a lot. Hopefully I can just keep that to a minimum. But we will focus on bot lane for now because we want to see that level 2 and see what happens. Meanwhile, I'm also like looking at the minimap in the meantime, making sure that I don't miss the level 2 spike on top. Maybe something happens there. Okay, looks like Void is respecting the level 2 spike. On the other side, not much happening top either. Another good electrocute proc from Big A, so this is just good laning for now. From GGL's mid laner, really solid. Certainly enjoying that. Nice QE response from Cam, but it's still Big A with that early advantage. Maybe doesn't translate as much to a CS lead, but he is burning those potions. Nice QE once again. But it's still Ahri with... it's still Ahri playing up. Not that afraid, it seems. We're also seeing both Jax and Pantheon finish their full clears on the same side of the map. Are we going to see a potential 3v3 in the works here? Big A misses his charm. Potentially big for Cam as he looks to maybe even the odds a little bit on the trade there. It's not going to happen. Bakuskio's looking. Chomo with a nice W to close the distance. Flashes in for a stun, but there's not enough damage between the two. And now it's just an easy play into Ignite into kill for Void as GGL just overextend on the play. Pretty easy first blood for the Void boys, but now it could be an answer from Big A in the mid lane, and Cam gets solo killed before level 6. Really solid stuff from Big A. Yeah, we'll see how Terry can do in this matchup now that he has Conqueror. He did, like, that game yesterday on Mordekaiser was pretty damn impressive, but maybe he was... I'm not sure how much the rune really held him back. I think there was one particular fight where he could have done a lot more if he had Conqueror, but that is just hypotheticals. Which team is going to put more early priority on the dragons? That's the question. So we see a big level 5 trade here between the two top laners. Terry continues to push forward. He knows he has W, that's a lot of shield. But Urgot is putting down the damage himself. Both top laners getting pretty low. Both have TP as well. It's Urgot that hits 6 first. He could just look for the R straight onto Terry, and Terry doesn't flash it. That is a pretty easy solo kill for the Urgot down in top lane. I think you're in that situation, you just have to flash. You have to expect that Urgot will try to just press R on you. But Void does not stay quiet while all that is happening top. They do get the first dragon of the game. Some first strike procs from Cam, but didn't really amount to much, it seems. I think the way Void wants to play this out, I think they're more than happy of just, like, having the lanes be stable. Not too much action, while Jax just continues to clear camp after camp. It is a champion that requires plenty of items and XP to function. It is a good route right now from Jinx as the Chompers connect. Spell Shield blocks the Q, the Winter's Bite. There will be no further play to be made for GGL. Yeah, as I said before this game started, I think 2v2 looking pretty uneventful for either side in the bot lane. Didn't expect a lot of stuff to happen without jungle intervention. Urgot jumping in, but this time he does not quite get the spacing right. Despite that solo kill, Terry looking pretty comfortable. And the gold lead is nothing to be worried about if you're Void either. Because there is not a gold lead for GGL. In fact, they do not have a gold lead. It's Void who has a gold lead. We'll see what the priority is for Krugs as they are about to spawn. Braum already making his way there. We have Jinx and Sivir isolated in the lane. Now we have a potential 4v4 situation. But Cam probably needs to base real soon, but he does force out the ult from Big A. Better safe than sorry, I suppose, but it is a big cooldown that GGL now do not have. There is no TP on Ahri either, so this does feel like Void will just get the whole package of Krugs here. They have Mordekaiser with a priority. They have Jax on site. And that is a pretty easy secure for Void as they are continuing to play this objective game nicely. Considering some of the playmaking potential on GGL's side, I think it's pretty good for Void that they've only conceded 2 kills so far. The lanes don't look all that bad. Pantheon Ahri is pretty scary when put together. Now we see another big trade from George Meister, but Terry fires back. think we're going to just see plenty of that as we move along. Looks like it's just pretty hard for either side to kill one another outright, unless there's a big mistake involved. Big A still moving forward. That is not a charm that connects. Cam with some nice movement. But maybe he is feeling some of that pressure. Now he moves in with an ultimate of his own, but Big A has the response. That unleashed power from Cinder was not enough to burst Ahri down, and that is kill number 2 for Big A. Isolated once more. He is just coming out ahead in this matchup. And now the dragon is about to spawn. Big A should just be looking to reset potentially and then get back on the map. How does GGL want to approach this? Mercutio still has ult. Still hasn't really used it for anything anything impactful just yet. Are we going to see it utilized now as they move on to Bekla, who is face checking the brush, trying to get vision? He does get some, but that was a control board that is just going to not get cleared out by Void. Okay, GGL just out-muscling Void here. Jasmine has to run all the way back, use a Blast Cone. Void playing a little bit slower now, trying to get back into the river. They have Scott on the other side, but the team is split. They're trying to find Sivir here. But now they're officially in a position where they got GGL grouped up, and Sivir maybe should be looking to get some more hits off. It's only 1 kill for Void now, but it could be more. As Terry is flashing in, 1 more Q should do it. Cam, meanwhile, on the other side, Void is also cleaning up the fight in the bot lane, so this is just a win on all sides of the map for Void. In a situation that looked pretty close, but they managed to get everything in the exchange. Is it really an exchange if you get everything? I feel like that was just a robbery. Not in the sense of, like, okay, they just got away with murder, but it is just... it is just Void getting potentially just more than we expected, given how that fight started. It is perhaps a little bit disappointing to see GGL not utilize the Pantheon Ahri combo as much, as now Void in a 2v3 as Jasmine continues to push forward, but the Jinx Braum combo disengaging so well. And that's what we were talking about before the game, but now Oswald moving back in. No health bar, so he just get chipped by the boomerang. Will they get the kill as well? That's 2 kills for Scott. Big A moving in late to try and salvage the situation. It's not the worst here for GGL. Very nice stun from Cam. Can they still disengage? Very nice hook as well from Bekla. They will just be able to kill the Ahri on the spot. And now Mercutio in a lot of trouble as well. This is just a big old blunder, I have to say. Like, GGL just not really choosing the best fights right now, as Void have punished once again, and now Sivir in such a good spot. Syndra with 4 kills. Jax, maybe not the biggest lead, but he's feeling pretty comfortable, all things considered. He's not exactly behind. In terms of lanes, Void are doing well, and the dragon count also in their favor. This is just everything they could have wished for. The top lane situation is also stabilized. Now Void actually looking for a dive down top. Urgot will not be able to clear this wave in time. The pull in from Mordekaiser, but Urgot flips the Jax back. They do get the tower. Jinx rocket actually misses. It's a 1-for-1 right now as Ahri is locked in the ult with the Mordekaiser. The Syndra QE is mistimed, but I don't think that will stop Kama Chameleon from getting the kill here. It is kill number 5 from the Syndra. Big rebound for Cam after that laning phase. And it looks like Scott just can't be touched in the 1v2 situation. GGL trying to put down pressure, but it's just not working. The Spell Shield does provide quite a lot of value here. We're starting to see Void's draft blossom going into the mid game. If they are allowed to just stand strong as a unit, play off of Syndra stuns, they can really do a lot. It's up to GGL to try to throw them off a little bit. Maybe just make sure to play off of your champion's mobility and just attack Void before they can expect the attack to happen, as Herald will be secured by Void, but now flashes are coming out. Void desperately trying to get away. It looks like they will be able to do so. The flash from Vekla onto the Jinx. Oswald will stay healthy. Braum blocks the brunt of that damage. Now Terry coming in with a move of his own. GGL once again picked off. And it just keeps getting worse. As the dragon is up in 15 seconds and Void are well within their rights to just get in there and start hitting it as soon as it spawns. Terry with another great Mordekaiser performance after yesterday. Seems to have a lot of confidence in this champion in particular. Managed to steal some jungle camps as well. And Big A having to use his ultimate defensively once more, which is a big deal. This team, with this draft, I think it is pretty reliant on Big A being able to play forward and finding these picks for a team. If GGL has to play back like this, then there's not much they can do on the map. Jack's quietly getting strong too. We're seeing the TP from Ahri onto the mid-tier 2, but no objectives really to be fighting for, and feels like that mid-tier 2 was not really in much danger either. Just looking at this game in general, GGL feels like they are just not quite sure how to execute given the pieces that they have. I think the Pantheon is a lot less active than he perhaps could have been this game. And especially like the jungle mid, these two working in tandem could have happened a lot more for GGL, but now we have to perhaps consider that the GGL top laner could be dead once again, as Bekla makes the roam. And now we're finally seeing the potential 2v1 attack from GGL, exactly what I was looking for earlier. But is it a little bit too late given how the map is looking for the GGL squad? The Atacon is available as well. But are they really in a position to start it, given where Jinx is on the map? It is a little bit awkward. I think Void will just have the time to move towards that objective without much issue. Sivir is on mid-wave. She has the time to move into the river as well. Void could just be looking for a pick here. They know Ahri has no ult. Are they going to spot Ahri on the recall? The answer is no. But did they see Ahri or Pantheon recalling? Maybe that will influence their decision making here. Maybe they will just start the Atacon. But first, it will just be clearing out the vision. Making sure that GGL have to sweat when it comes to approaching this objective. Void not pulling the trigger on it just yet, just looking for a pick, and Braum has to flash in this case. Chomo was definitely going to be killed, if not for that summoner. GGL, for now, just decided to play a side lane game. That's tower for Atacon, now traded. Blackla moving quite far forward, but he does get a nice hook onto Big A. That is a chunk. And Void will do quite well if they can just isolate the game to simply controlling these small areas of space where the hooks can land easily, the QEs from Syndra can land easily. Right now, GGL is scrambling to find space on the map. But once again, I think they have to try and fight with the Grand Starfall from Pantheon, try to find another one of these plays if they can. But right now, it could just be Big A dying again in the 1v1. With 2 items, Kama Chameleon is not as concerned as he once was. When the lane was just starting off, he is now finding solo kills of his own, and that is a big death timer that Void can now exploit. The dragon's coming up, and so is Atacon. They could just be looking to take the double. The soul along with the Atacon would be a devastating blow. Urgot is down top. There's no call to TP. The TPs are coming out now, but the fight is already over. But now Fresh actually fires off the hook as well. They will try to find the pick onto Big A. He does have ult still. He has to use it immediately, but he will just die anyway, most likely, as the Syndra ult connects on the intended target. And it's another pick for Void. As they are looking for more, Oswald has to burn Flash, a very, very important summoner to burn for Void. As now they will finally look to start the Atacon, and I don't think GGL can contest it. Realistically, it's just gone. That's just the story of this game. I feel like it is just, aside from these blunders in the laning phase, Void was not really too concerned about that. They just kept playing their game, and also, in general, they were just the more active team. You saw how Fresh was moving on the map in the mid game. And Void also just willing to play off of Syndra so well, and that is what has gotten them this really big lead in the game. That being said, though, I do not think this is yet an unwinnable situation. But it does require GGL to get a move on, as now Baron is being hit by Void. They do have Syndra TP if they want to use it. But I guess GGL is just not really that fast on the Baron approach, and now they choose to fight, but it's just too late, as Jax is going to stun multiple members, and GGL is just walking into a fight that is not on their terms, and they will just die one by one. It's only Big A left on the table, as Cam is looking for a bit more, but will not find it. It is Baron. It is 4 kills for Void, and I feel like it is officially done and dusted now that this objective is also gone. I don't think this is game just yet, but practically it is. The Nexus just hasn't exploded yet. Yeah, now that GGL have missed plenty of windows to do stuff on the map, now it feels like the train has long passed them, and now it is just waiting for some kind of big mistake from Void so that they can claw their way back in. Jinx is still in a spot where she can do work off of one reset, but it's gonna be hard for her to actually make that happen. You have to consider she's not running Cleanse either, so any Syndra stun is potentially a death sentence. So you have to be playing even more careful than you otherwise could be. Void setting up on 2 lanes here. You have top lane being pushed up as well as bot. Terry still has his TP. So if there is a fight brewing, they have potential numbers advantage, as Terry is just going for that solo kill. No mercy for his opponent. But Rylai's procs and Ahri has nowhere to go, even with that ultimate. Just not enough distance to be covered. Cam presses Zhonya's, and he will get away. Very nice Lantern from Bekla. And once again, Void successfully disengaged, and then they just put out all the damage. Jinx is auto-attacking with no other damage left on the table and no frontline. She basically has to call it quits. And Void are once again victorious after the fact, and they will just look for the end here, potentially. They're feeling quite feisty. Jax is diving the turrets. Right now he's taking tower shots, he's taking a lot of damage. The Lantern is not needed as another Syndra stun lands onto multiple members, and this is GGL losing the first game of the season. I think now it is official. Void with a very nice rebound after yesterday. 1-1 in the standings now, and looking to continue to move up the table.